sincerely, with the right attitude, that's all we remember, because that's the reality.
I've been chanting for 38 years, and I don't remember Krishna's pastime unless I invoke that.
Well, I was like that. I can say, from my experience, that if we have enough faith to just chant and listen attentively, we'll find everything will develop from there. And that, I mean, if I sat down and just try to remember Krishna's pastimes, that's one thing. If I sat down and chanted the japa and try to remember Krishna's pastimes, neither I chant japa as well as I should, nor will my remembrance of Krishna will become, the holy name will actually become a impediment for my job of trying to remember. But if I simply chant Hare Krishna, I may not remember Krishna's pastimes, but much more often, much more consistently, I'll be able to feel Krishna's presence. When I first joined the Hare Krishna movement, whenever I chanted Hare Krishna, I could, for some reason, by Krishna's arrangement, whatever, I could feel Krishna's presence. I could feel the presence of the deities after some time. Whenever I go into the temple, and get anywhere near the temple or the temple room, I feel the presence of the different deities, etc. And I knew I was completely biased, so I knew it wasn't going to last forever. But I got some good idea that that was what you were supposed to do when you chant the holy name. Later on, when I couldn't do that anymore, then I thought, well, the only safe thing is to remember Krishna. And then I realized it's the system of remembering Krishna when you chant Hare Krishna. That first of all, you have to remember Prabhupada. So then I just fixed my mind upon Prabhupada when I was chanting his form, especially the one in Bhaktivedanta manner, the picture of Prabhupada. And then I remember Prabhupada remembering his spiritual master, and then his spiritual master remembering his spiritual master, and I go down the disciple succession to the 6 Goswamis, and then I remember the Panchatattva. And then I'd see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feeling separation, and then I'd start remembering Radha Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. So I realized that this is, there's no doubt that this is a very nice way of remembering Krishna. But then I realized that the holy name, if the process is chanting Hare Krishna, I don't really need the holy name to do that. And matter of fact, it's like an interference, 16 rounds of struggling with the holy name, which is interfering with my meditation. So I said there's something wrong here. I mean, there's sometimes I could, by feeling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's presence, by remembering his form and his pastimes, and remembering Krishna, and there's definitely transcendental experience. But I realized it's not the process in this age. And therefore, fairly recently, I realized I should just chant and listen. And it was much more effective than just trying to remember. Just chanting and listening and having faith that Krishna is, Srimati Radharani Krishna, they're not different from their name. And then if I just listen, not only to my chanting, but then I realized if I listen to everyone else's chanting also, that their chanting is as much Krishna as Srimati Radharani's mine. And then I started paying more attention to the devotees chanting. And then of course, it's not that my mind doesn't speculate and go here and there, but at least I know what to go back to. All my mind's wandering, let me remember Krishna now. And then they ask you at the end, who is chanting? I don't know, I was too busy remembering Krishna to notice who is leading the kirtan. No, we just listen, and we'll find out that listening to the devotees is just as relishable as listening to our own selves chanting. Matter of fact, it's a lot easier to listen to other people chanting during kirtan than it is to listen to ourselves. Yes?
Thank you for presenting the idea of Vaishnava Siddhanta about sadhana. I must admit that I know about at least 2 ISKCON sannyasis who preach something opposite, that one should think of Rupa, Guna and Lila of Krishna while chanting. And just recently I read in Amrita Bani, Vaishnava Saraswati Thakur, in a chapter about chanting the holy name, he writes that, and Prabhupada also in many places says also, that one should not artificially meditate on Rupa, Guna and Lila while chanting.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. First of all, although Krishna is not different from the deity, the holy name is a personality, unique personality. Well, one thing is we can't break into the spiritual world by our meditation. You know, Krishna may not want me to be there, but I'm coming. It has to be, we have to enter into the spiritual world with the attitude of submission. And hearing and chanting submissively, you know, being receptive to Krishna's appearance. Then we'll find out actually that the holy name is a person. He's there. It's just a question of our becoming aware of him. Probably in one lecture he said just like a television, he said a television is broken, therefore you can't get the reception of the television station. So there's a television in our heart, just like there was a television in the heart of Sanjaya. And our process is to fix the television in our heart, so we can tune in to channel Krishna. Similarly, in a radio, there are radio waves everywhere here. Television waves everywhere. So our job, when we're trying to we can't experience the radio or the television. You need a radio and a television. And then you turn the dial so you can focus it on the right channel. So you can get it just right. So similarly, we chant Hare Krishna. Krishna is there, and we're just trying to adjust our consciousness in a way that we become aware of Krishna. There's nothing else we need. Now, in that process of becoming centering, remembering, listening to Krishna, maybe some remembrance will come of Krishna. But it's not exactly just remembering Krishna that's important. I mean, Kamsa was remembering Krishna all the time also. He was so much absorbed in Krishna consciousness when Supti and Prasupti, his wives, came to see him. He looked at them and he thought they were Krishna and Balaram. That's how much he was absorbed in remembering Krishna. And he took out his sword and said, Krishna, Balaram, you're dead. And they said, wait a second, Kamsa. We're your wives. We're not Krishna and Balaram. He said, oh, I'm sorry. So we're not just trying to remember Radha and Krishna. We're trying to enter into the mood of service to them, submission. And that means to become receptive. So the holy name is there, and we have to learn how to become, our heart has to become receptive. And our process is sadhana bhakti, following the orders of the spiritual masters, to soften our heart and make it receptive. So what we do here is not just some mechanical hearing also. It's actually hearing, being receptive with an open heart so we can actually let Krishna, feel Krishna's presence. And if we have that, Krishna won't disappoint us. Yes?
What is the difference between simply attentive chanting and opening our heart for Krishna?
Well, attentive chanting means you can do it by your forcing the mind to listen to the holy name, which is good. I mean, that's certainly progress. Krishna says that. Gradually, with step by step, with full conviction, once you become situated in trance by means of intelligence sustained with full conviction, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and nothing else. So that's the Ashtanga Yoga process of fixing the mind. And it's certainly valuable. Wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one should withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So that's certainly part of the process. But the other thing is when we actually try to pay attention, the next thing is to just let go, of all our conceptions and just listen as if the holy name was just a cloud, just like water from a cloud pouring down on us.